Welcome to episode 111 of the AR-15 podcast. I'm your host, JW Ramp, and with me tonight is my co-host, Anthony Hardy, and our special guest co-host, Sarah Yarbrough, known online as Leadhead Red. Hey, Sarah, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. You guys might recognize her from last week. Had a whole panel on, and she's back for more.
Absolutely.
Remember that this is the podcast about your favorite black rifle. This show's for you whether you're building your first AR or you've been building ARs for years. There's something we can all do to take our black rifle to the next level.
Can I say, can we note how I wasn't asked how I was doing? I see how it's going to be.
Oh yeah. So what's been going on, guys?
Not a whole lot. Just been really busy, actually. Just got back from a match this weekend.
Oh.
So I'm recovering.
Did you have to travel a ways?
No, it was in Conyers, Georgia. But
that's that shotgun, Remington shotgun match, right?
Yes. Blah. It was a rough one, to say the least.
Looks like a lot of fun, though. It does. I want to go shoot that next year.
It was. I went through 3 shotguns, though, so there's that.
They were broken and shattered in your wake, or?
Yeah, they just one of them. My shotgun just stopped working, and then so I had to borrow a shotgun, which then was double feeding and misfeeding, and it was just bad. And then I switched to another shotgun, so yeah, I shot 3 shotguns in that match. So.
Ouch.
It was rough. Plus, it was 32 degrees on Sunday and 27 on Saturday in the morning. So.
Oh. Yeah, kind of painful.
It was a little painful.
We got a monthly action shoot at one of the ranges here close by. We were out on Sunday, and it was snowing pretty much the entire time.
I hate cold weather.
Yeah. How about you, Anthony? You hit the range?
No, I haven't had a chance to hit the range this week, but I will be going this weekend. I've got Appleseed, a 2-day Appleseed event I'm going to this weekend, so I'm looking forward to that.
Perfect.
A lot of fun. Yeah, I finally got my shooting mat coming in. It'll be here this week, and finally get to put my new sling to use and 10-round magazines to do this thing the proper way.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Well, Brownells helps makes this show possible. And
this show possible. It does.
This podcast. So don't forget the Brownells with their 100% lifetime satisfaction guarantee is there for you anytime that you might have a problem. We'll just skip the whole bit about the taper pins. I mean, I think everybody has heard that story about Reed's little problem.
We could go back to
rifle, but the long and short of it is Brownells helped him out. So. The rifle works, and it's because they helped him out of that situation there.
Maybe I can sling my shotgun.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go.
So today we are going to jump right into some interviews that we did right on the show floor at SHOT this year. We just got back from Vegas a few weeks ago, getting back in the swing of things with real life, and so we're just going to talk a little bit about SHOT. I know Sarah was there too at a booth. I was there with my wife. Reed was there, and we're really excited to share some of the interviews that we did with booths, both at the range and just right there on the SHOT show floor. So, SHOT. I mean, Sarah, was this your first year? Or you've been going for a while.
My first year was about 4 years ago, and I went I was a manager of a gun range then, so I went as a buyer. And this year I was actually there as an exhibitor. So it was actually a lot different than being there as a buyer. But great experience overall. I mean, both years I've been there have just been awesome. So.
Now, what kept you busy? Were you telling people about your shooting or about somebody's product?
Yeah, no, I was exhibiting with Hill and Mac Gunworks. We were actually in Amchar Distributor. They had us featured as their new product line that they're carrying, and so I was there with the reactive steel targets, and it was very positive. The whole atmosphere was just super great. it was super crowded. I don't remember it being that crowded the first year I was there, but probably because I wasn't as busy as I was this year.
Yeah.
But it was fun. I had a good time.
Yeah, I had my phone in my pocket the whole time, and I think I was counting between 8 and 9 miles a day walking. It was
Yeah.
There was a lot of ground to cover.
Yeah, the show floor opened up at 8:30 and closed at 5:30, and we did not sit down the entire time. So, I mean, my legs,
Wow.
my calves were sore. Yeah, it was long days. 4 days of that is long.
Hmm.
But the energy is so high, you don't really think about it. So it was okay. It turned out to be all right.
Now, I'm sure there were a bunch of new faces, but were there people that you had known before that you got to see again? That I know there were Reed, for example. I'd never met him in person, so I got to see him and get to go out with him in the evening. And were there people like that that you hadn't met before in person?
Yeah, there's obviously the celebrities that were there. You had Chris Costa and Travis Haley and Steven Seagal was there.
Yeah, I saw
And
him. We were heading up the escalator one day. I was like, "Oh, that looks like a Steven
yeah,
Seagal ponytail."
yeah, exactly. And you saw YouTubers, so
Hmm.
Faded Destiny, I know her pretty well, so I saw her there, and at best. So that was kind of neat to see all those people that you hear about and see on the internet, but you never get to meet. And then obviously I met a lot of competitive shooters that I shoot with, and even met ones that I haven't necessarily shot with, but would have always wanted to meet. So yeah, it was pretty cool. A little bit of both then.
Now, did you make it out on Monday for that industry day?
I did. Industry Day, that was my first day my first time going to Industry Day, and it was quite the experience. Lots of people, lots of guns. It was pretty cool. I went by HK's booth because I'm a sponsored cheer for Heckler and Koch, and shot a couple of their guns. That was fun, and went through to a couple of other booths, and that was about it. It's so crowded. It's hard to try out everything. So you kind of have to hit, the ones that you want to look at. But it was fun. I
Yeah, it
enjoyed
was
it.
nice shooting other people's ammo.
Exactly. Yeah, they just keep handing me magazines. They're like, "Do you want to shoot it again?" I'm like, "Is that a question?" Of course I do. It was fun. It
Did you
was.
do any of the long range stuff? I know there was a couple rows of bays that they had steel out 800-900 yards.
Yeah. I didn't do any of the long range stuff. I kind of stuck towards the bottom where all the big companies were.
Hmm.
But no, I did. I shot a few ARs and a couple of handguns. But again, we were on business, so we were talking to a lot of people there.
Hmm.
So it was kind of hard to do both. Business and pleasure is hard to mix sometimes.
Yeah, it was my wife's first time shooting past like 150 yards, and there was one company that got her ping and steel at like 640.
Oh
So
wow.
that was
Yeah,
a
because it's
decent
out in the middle of the
milestone.
desert. I mean, for miles, you can just see for miles. It,
Yeah,
it was quite the experience.
yeah. I know she liked shooting the full auto Chris too. That was a good time.
Oh yeah, I saw that. That was fast.
Yeah,
The cycling rate on that was incredible,
yeah.
actually. But
You hit up any of the big parties throughout the week?
no, I got invited to a couple of them. I got invited to the Glock party, which I don't know why I didn't go. To be honest with you, I heard it was a
Go on a
blast.
trip on the plane.
I know. Yeah, I'll probably go next year. I was just so exhausted from being on the floor for a couple days, and I had been there since Saturday, and the party was on Thursday, so I was like pooped at that point.
Yeah,
I'll probably go next year.
hey, Anthony, you got any questions for us SHOT Show goers?
Yeah, I mean, my big thing was, did you guys get a chance to take a look? This is from me personally, right? Because I'm really excited about this. I've seen a lot of posts about this, about the new Vortex 1 to 6 that's coming out that they say is supposed to be really great for 3 guns. You guys get a chance to look at it?
I did not get a chance to look at it, but I heard so much buzz about it at SHOT Show. It was kind of on the other side of the convention center from where I was, and so I didn't get a chance to run all the way over there. But I hear great things about it, and I will probably be picking one up because I'm going to have to shoot practical this year.
Yeah,
So,
we actually took a look at it. We talked to one of the marketing guys at Vortex.
Yes.
And so that interview will be coming up here in the next few weeks. I think I might have posted one from the Instagram page there.
I thought so, yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty slick. I mean, it seems like everybody has kind of jumped on board that whole 1 to 6, 1 to 8 power range.
Mm-hmm.
There's, I think, some optical challenges to build a scope that does that. And so for a while it was like, maybe Schmidt did one, and maybe the US Optics ones, and that was about it. But there's a lot more players that are entering that sort of magnification range, and I've been seeing them on more and more guns at the range lately.
I think there will be more and more too now that the 3-gun rules have changed for 2015. They now have that practical division that a lot of people are gonna. Because I used to shoot tack irons, and now I'm probably gonna shoot what is practical now, or tack ops, just because it's a little more lenient. So I think a lot of people are gonna start moving towards the optic direction. So.
Well, what was the difference in rules? I've seen people talk about it, but I haven't had a chance to look at it. Can you summarize real quick?
Yeah, kind of. Tack irons used to be where basically you just have like a holographic sight for irons. Like I had an EOTech.
No magnification, I remember, yeah.
No magnification, yeah, exactly. And then a shotgun was basically whatever you wanted. So if you wanted a 12-round tube or whatever, whatever you wanted. Now it's called factory, and you can't have an extended tube on your shotgun.
Ooh.
You still shoot, yeah. You still shoot with an EOTech, but you have to have a 30-round mag, and then your pistol can only hold 15.
Huh.
So it's a little different. So now, and for Christmas, I got the Terran Tactical extenders on all my magazines for my Glocks.
Oh.
Which you can use technically, but you can only load it to 15. So why have them? I think the rules are gonna push more already competitors to practical, which is the old tac ops. But it kind of helps new competitors get into 3-gun because it's all stock.
Gotcha.
So people don't have to buy all the accessories in order to be competitive now. So that's kind of nice. But anyway.
Yeah.
Sorry about the tangent.
My fault. JW, what was your favorite piece? I mean, can you even say, is there one thing you can say, this was my one favorite thing?
One thing was real impressive. We got an interview with Craig Sawyer.
Right.
He was on Top Shot. He's got a real extensive military background. He actually helped the Sword International crew develop this AR in 338 Lapua, and it was a beast. I mean, it was gigantic. And they were doing some pretty cool things as far as making that caliber doable and shoulder fireable, and so it was a pretty mean platform.
Really?
Yeah, they've put a couple of videos up recently as far as them just kind of shooting it offhand. But yeah, it was a pretty slick rifle. They had some pretty cool things going on with their 223 and their 308 guns too. But that was definitely something you've kind of seen some of the Win Mag gas guns, but you really don't see the Lapua too often. So.
Oh, very cool. Cool. How about you, Sarah?
As far as
a little bit limited, but what was out of the stuff you did get to see at SHOT? Can you pick a favorite? Is that even possible?
Probably not. There was a couple of things. There was that new AR trigger. I think it's called like Armageddon Revolution or something like that. JP Enterprises. Yeah. That was kind of interesting. It prevented you from, if you jerked the trigger or pulled the trigger one way, it kind of rolled. It was very weird. It was pretty interesting. Of course, I saw the Magpul magazines, which were pretty cool. You can't not like that. And then I saw one thing that was really interesting. Let me see if I can remember it. Okay, it was called the Mule Tactical Storage Stock. Did y'all see that?
No.
You can store a Glock in the stock of your AR.
I heard about that. I think that might have been on the Endo blog or something like that.
It was pretty interesting, which why not? If you can, why not? So
What? That's crazy.
yeah, it was pretty cool. But there's a couple of little things, like there's a little comp that basically if you're doing close stuff, like for law enforcement, it was a muzzle brake, so the blast didn't affect your partner. Little stuff like that was kind of neat. But
very cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was cool to go to some of the booths and get my hands on things that really weren't available as a civilian. I know the HK booth had some pretty cool toys.
HK booth had a lot of cool toys in it. Everybody was taking pictures with the cool toys, so yeah. Absolutely.
I think I had a G36K and an MP7, one in each hand. Got a shot with those. So you don't run into those at the range too often.
Yeah, I shot a HK53K. The little shorty 223 or 5.56, and it was I shot it at the Las Vegas Strip Gun Club, and then the MP5K I shot as well,
Nice.
which was I love that gun. It's super sweet. So
It's an oldie but a goodie.
It is. You go wrong with that.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, let's just dig right into the interviews here. First off, we've got one from the guys at US Optics. You're going to hear from one of their reps, and then another one of their reps that's a 3-gunner who's also named Reed. And we're going to go through some of the short-range optics like we've been talking about. They've got some 1 to 4, 1 to 6, 1 to 8 power mid-range sort of scopes. They actually do some interesting things where it's a combination of a front focal plane and a second focal plane in the same optic. So when you zoom in, the reticle enlarges, so the subtensions are accurate at every zoom range, but the red dot stays the same size. So it's not like you're going to have this microscopic little dot zoomed out and then you zoom in and it's this giant glowing red dot. So they actually combine both technologies in the same scope. They're a pretty high-end company. They're doing some cool things, and we'll hear about them with this interview.
Awesome.
My name is Travis Ishida, and we are at the US Optics booth at SHOT Show 2015.
All right, and what'd you guys bring?
This year we have a wide variety of different optics that we're showcasing. We haven't really introduced anything brand new this year. We have a bunch of different things that are currently in R&D that we're hoping to release later this year.
But teasing any of that, or just kind of saying, hey, we're working?
We're working.
Okay.
We're working because we don't like to release anything until we know it's absolutely perfect, and if it's not perfect, we don't produce it at all.
Tell me about how you get to that level where you can call it, this is a product that we're going to put on the market.
Well, we go through several different types of detective testing, making sure that the glass is going to work with the focal plane that we want, making sure that it's going to be working at the power levels that we want, making sure that it's going to be rock solid. US Optics is known for being completely rock solid. I mean, extensive. We don't torture test them per se, but we've seen people drive over them with vehicles. We've seen people drown them. We've seen people throw them off buildings. We've seen people do all kinds of things to them, and they are solid. I mean, they're going to take anything you can throw at them.
Right.
So we want to make sure that everything that we put out is built that way.
Now, do you guys have personnel on staff that go out and field test these, or you send them out to certain units to take a look through before you put them
We
on
have
the market?
personnel on staff, and actually one of the new things that US Optics is doing this year is we are going to be launching our own academy. So through our academy, we have a couple of retired Marine snipers that are going to be our instructors, and they're the ones that go out and test our product and make sure that it's going to work for both civilian and military use.
So is that academy going to be like a scheduled classes sort of thing that people can sign up for?
It will be towards the later half of this year. The academy is something that is currently under development. We're moving forward with it, but as far as having a complete schedule, it won't happen until Q3 or Q4.
Okay. What sort of partnerships have you guys developed with some of the other companies here?
Oh, we have great partnerships with a ton of manufacturers. Everybody from HK to Daniel Defense has our optics on some of their rifles here at SHOT Show. We have a great relationship with Surefire. We utilize a lot of their suppressors. I mean, you name it, we have some way or another have a great relationship with them in the industry.
Okay. Let's dig into the product line. You said there were a couple that people have been implementing on their ARs pretty heavily here.
Absolutely. For the AR shooters, we have our SR series, which is our short range series. So that comes in a 4-power, a 6-power, and an 8-power. So it really depends on what type of application you want to use it for. But with that being said, all of our optics are completely customizable. So you can order a customized one with the reticle that you like, or you can go with our off-the-shelf, which is something that's relatively new for US Optics as well. We started off.
When guys have been like listing the US Optics on Sniper's Hide, if they're changing to a different one, it's like 2 or 3 pages of specs. It's like, this is my custom optic. What are you looking for?
Fully customizable, from reticle to which color illumination you want, red or green, to Cerakoting. I mean, there's a ton of options if you want to go custom, and we're always going to have that component to US Optics. But what we're really trying to do is make it easy for our dealers and make it easy for retail. Is we've introduced our COTS, which is our off-the-line type of products, which is what our most popular ones were. We put them so that we can manufacture them a lot faster, make it easier. Sometimes you give too much and it just creates more trouble than it's worth.
Okay. When you say 4, 6, and 8, is that fixed, or is that the top of the zoom range?
Top of the zoom range.
Okay.
So it goes. I can show you here. Let me see. So this is a 1.5/6 illuminated reticle. So this is a great optic for like 3-gun. So when you have those longer range targets that you have to hit, this becomes a great option. And this is actually.
Do you see guys throwing the magnification back and forth, or is it something that they kind of stick?
You know what? Let me.
Leave it?
I'm gonna grab Reed. This is Reed right here. He's with US Optics, and he's actually a 3-gunner himself.
Okay.
So he can answer some of those questions.
Okay.
Yeah, my name is Reed. I'm with US Optics. I've been in the industry for a number of years. I'm with US Optics, and we're here displaying the SR series of optics, mainly designed for closer range shooting, starting with our SR4. SR4C, it's got a mil-scale reticle, and it's a dual focal plane system. It's got a red dot on the second focal plane and an etched reticle on the first focal plane. So for the 3-gun shooter, or for anyone who's looking to, for both a red dot sight for the function of shooting close distance and also a reticle in the first focal plane that you can shoot farther distances, it's a great choice. In between,
how does that red dot end up looking when it's on the first focal plane? So it's there's
a reticle on the first focal plane. So that reticle, as you increase magnification, it's going to appear to enlarge, and what that's doing is that it's going to sub-10 now at every magnification. And in the second focal plane, you have a red dot. So that red dot's going to stay the same size, and it'll be right in the center of your crosshairs.
So it's not like you zoom out,
right,
and it's completely unusable.
Correct.
It's too small.
Correct. Now the dot, of course, is optimized at the lowest power setting, and it's mainly designed to be a quick reference point for faster target transitions and faster sight picture.
Like I was running these both eyes open.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. So you run it just like you would a red dot sight at 1 power, but at 4 power you can use it to range targets and for holdovers at distance.
Now, you compete with these?
Correct, yeah, I run the SR4C personally, yeah.
Okay, and when you're running a stage, do you set up your optics a particular way at the beginning of the stage, or are you changing magnification?
Depending on how the stage is designed. Of course, if I'm supposed to be engaging targets at close range right away, you want to leave it at 1x and keep it there. Just recently, we've through collaboration with MGM, we came out with a switch view lever.
Okay.
And that switch view lever essentially allows you to rapidly transition between magnification settings. So if you ever are going going into an area where you need to shoot longer distance, you can quickly grab a hold of that switch speed lever and crank it up to 4 power.
Okay, great.
So moving along here, the SR6S, that's something that we just reintroduced to our product line in 2015 and reduced the price to $1250. It is a first focal plane scope with an illuminated reticle. So it does not have the red dot feature of their SR4C, but it's equally functional. It's got a segmented circle reticle that you can use essentially as a dot, since it's larger and towards the center of your crosshairs.
And that lights up too.
Correct. But as soon as you crank up the magnification, the reticle's going to subtend, and you've essentially got a longer range scope that you can use. Moving on to the SR8C, it's the same dual focal plane system in our SR4C. However, it's a 1:8 variable magnification.
All right.
So the SR8C, we really market that more for the 308 platform, or for anyone that's looking for, longer range shooting. Exactly.
Calling it an SR short range. I mean,
Correct.
people are really stretching these out.
Exactly. I mean, there are many customers that take our SR8 series scope out to 1,000 yards and beyond.
Okay. Are there reticle choices that people make, or is there
Absolutely.
kind of a typical?
So the SR6S, there is only one reticle option, and that's the JNG mill reticle, and that's the segmented circle reticle I was mentioning to you earlier. But in the SR8 series and in the SR4 series, you can get either of those optics with the mill scale reticle or the Horus H50 reticle.
As far as mounting, do you guys ship rings with your scopes? Do you partner with anybody on those?
We work with a number of different manufacturers for mounting. We do make our own rings, but for an AR platform, you generally want something that's taller, quick release, and cantilevered, so that you can fit your scope on their upper receiver without having issues with eye relief. We work with LaRue Tactical. They make some phenomenal mounts that fit our products and work great. Also, Bobro Engineering, which is a smaller company out of Northern California. They make a phenomenal product that's the guarantee return to zero with their black system.
Are these all the same diameter?
Correct. These are all 30 millimeter tube diameter.
Okay. Do you get guys getting these straight from dealers, or are they coming to you directly?
Correct. Yeah, we do sell direct, but we also have a dealer network on our website. If you go to usoptics.com and click dealers, you can find dealers in your area. We're looking to expand our dealer network, and of course that's the whole reason we're here at SHOT Show. Things have been exciting for us here. We're looking at a whole new marketing campaign. You're going to end up seeing a lot of videos on YouTube, and our whole social media platform is going to be vastly different than in prior years.
Okay. I had a buddy ask me, he was putting together a gun, he was debating whether to get a 20-minute cant to his rail. Is that something that's going to be an issue if you throw one of these on, like an SR8? You know, have enough travel in the
even with the 30 millimeter tube, just in the design of the scope, you don't run into any issues putting it on a flat rail.
Okay.
There's really no reason to put any of our SR series scopes on a 20-minute of angle or 30-minute of angle base.
Right.
Simply because they've got so much travel. You're talking in the SR series, you have over 50 mils of available travel in the scope, which is huge.
Okay.
And all the optics come standard with zeroing knobs. So the idea there is that after you zero your optic, you cap them, and so you're not making any adjustments while you're shooting. All you're using is the reticle for holdovers.
Okay. Perfect.
Of course, on the other hand, in our longer range series, in our LR17, ER25, and MR10, they're optimized with 20-minute of angle bases. And our ER25 actually it works the best with a 30-minute of angle base.
Okay.
And all of those scopes are designed for much further distance shooting.
Right.
Reed, let me ask you a couple questions.
Sure.
My name's also Reed.
Oh yeah, nice to meet you, Reed.
As far as these scopes go, I mean, are we talking about the same kind of ruggedization that you would see in other scopes put on actively handled firearms? Like
Absolutely.
in a three-gun situation, you're going to be able to throw it in a barrel, you're going to be able to take it out into the field and have the same kind of durability you see in some of the military contracts and
Absolutely.
stuff.
So talk about that. Absolutely, yeah. All of our optics, are extremely rugged. That's the one thing that we're really well known for, is the durability of our optics. And they're designed to fulfill military applications or law enforcement applications. Our biggest spokesman for the SR4 series is Cal DeFore, and he's an accomplished Navy SEAL and firearms trainer. So it's our product speaks for themselves, and our spokespeople speak for themselves in the durability of our optics.
The electronics there, I see it's kind of like a protected...
Correct, yeah. Our rheostat control previously would gone with a 12-position dial. You can actually, the 12 positions that it would turn on the optic. We changed to a push-button switch assembly for a number of reasons. One, it tripled battery life, and also we are able to incorporate things like memory settings and also automatic shutoffs after 12 hours. So it increased the functionality of the optic overall.
What kind of battery life are you getting on these?
On all of our optics,
standard R2032 battery?
Correct. It's a CR2032 battery you find anywhere. And with all of our optics, you get about an 8,000 hour battery life at the lowest setting with a 12-hour shutoff.
All right. Night vision compatibility, does anyone use those kind of in conjunction with night vision at all?
We do, actually, yeah. All of our optics are night vision compatible with, clip-on night visions, accessories.
So I take it that the red dot becomes a meaningless issue at that point?
Well, with night vision, with a night vision optic, you can, of course, use the red dot at the lowest setting.
It does have a night vision setting like you've seen in...
Correct. At the lowest setting, it's night vision capable, yes.
And that's for all three in the line?
Correct. It's all of our scopes are actually night vision compatible. So even our LR17, AR-25, and MR10 are also night vision.
That's all I got.
Cool. Hey, I appreciate you guys joining us at the booth, SHOT Show 2015. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, next up, we are going to hit the Magpul booth. We saw two different guys here. The first one's Tim Roberts. He's with Product Design, and he helped come out with the new magazines. So they've got a Glock magazine, and they also have a 60-round drum and some new colors. Now, Sarah, you had mentioned that you were excited about these. Tell me about them.
Well, currently I shoot a Glock 34 in competition, so obviously I'm excited about cheaper mags. Yes. And then, and then who doesn't like a drum mag for your AR? I mean,
yes,
you can't go wrong there. So, I mean, that was pretty exciting, and Magpul is known for their quality. So, hopefully it'll be good.
Do you see competitors doing the different colored mags, doing the hydro dips and stuff to kind of keep things separate?
Actually, a couple of companies started that about 6 months ago. I noticed colors starting to come out in mags. Yeah, I don't know, the company Hex Mag. Their followers were colored, and I got a few samples of those at one of the conventions we went to. And then Magpul started doing, colored mags. So I think it's great. I think they all should do different colors. It just kind of brings personality to the shooting world a little bit more than just black. So I like that.
So what they told us is that it's this real light, kind of off-white color, and it's not just going to be in the P mags. They're going to adapt it to their whole line to a certain extent, and so it lets you do the dyeing at home. So you can kind of mix up a batch of color and just drop your parts right in, and
sweet.
It'll dye
the whole
color. You sticker it up and kind of give it a certain pattern, but it makes it so that the magazine will take color a lot better. So it's not necessarily a new color line or anything like that. It's like a base for any color. So
complete sounds like something Crayola would come out with.
Yeah, there you go. Now, the second guy that we've got on is Kalen, and he's from the Magpul Core side of things. Now, the Core is the name of their new training program. He has a very extensive military background, shooting things a long ways off, and so he helped them develop the new Remington 700 chassis that they're developing, and this is a really interesting take on the chassis. They're kind of going in a different direction than some of the guys that have these real expensive metal contraptions, and they're trying to enter into the hunting market and bring something that's more accessible and still provides that level of precision that hunters are looking for. And so Kalen talked a little bit about their training program, the facilities that they're using to teach people how to shoot things far away, and about their Remington product.
Cool.
Tim Roberts with Magpul, work in the product design department.
I know you guys have moved recently.
Yes.
Where'd you end up in all that?
My department stayed in Colorado actually, but we did move to a new facility within Colorado to bring all those groups together. So we're in a new building there, but...
You do all your design in Colorado, and then they build everything down in Texas?
Yeah, a lot of the design and R&D type work happens in Colorado. Corporate headquarters type stuff is more in Texas. I mean, it's a little diversified at the moment.
Okay. So you got a PMAG there in your hands.
That's right.
It's not like any PMAG I've seen.
Yeah, it's called the D60. It's a 60-round PMAG for AR type platform weapons, chambered in 5.56. So it's ultra reliable, lightweight, and durable drum magazine that provides all the same usability and functionality you're used to with a stick magazine, but with a higher capacity and a similar form factor.
As far as compatibility, you're looking at the same platforms as the M3 as far as scars and everything like that?
Anything that an M3 fits in, this fits in. So you're looking at, Tavor, Scar, 416, any AR basic type platform.
Now you've got a lever here on the front.
Yeah, so that is to engage the loading mechanism. It's a fully enclosed winding system on the thing, so you don't have any exposed mechanism other than a little lever that you flip up, which engages a ratcheting mechanism, and then you crank that over and it drops the follower assembly, so you can just click the rounds into place, and then it ratchets back and you go again. So it takes about a minute to load with loose rounds, or sub-minute if you use certain loading devices.
What sort of loading devices?
Stripper clip, like Maglula type stuff like that.
So that'll all work
Yep, yeah, compatible. Anything that basically works on the stick magazine works on these as well.
Perfect. What else you got here on the table?
We got all kinds of stuff. One of the other guys that's been really popular is the Glock 17 magazine. It's a all polymer construction made in the USA, no metal inserts, $15.95 MSRP. So it's all the great features of a Glock mag at about half price.
Okay. I know people kind of get picky about their steel feed lips and everything like that. What do you guys encountering with that?
Zero problems without it. It's all about the right material. So if you get the material right, then the steel is no longer necessary. So,
all right.
Yeah, these go through the exact same testing regimen that all of our other magazines do. So feed lip drop test.
Feed lips on the PMags have been pretty successful for you guys.
That's one thing they're known for, is that durability. So we carry that over to this product line, to our drum magazine, to everything. That's what we do and who we are.
Now, is this the beginning of a new line of PMags, or is this kind of the extent of the development?
Probably not the last, but we can't talk about what's coming down the road. So, yeah.
Now this almost a white color.
Exactly.
I've been hearing about this.
Yeah, so this is it's not a new magazine, it's a new material.
Okay.
So expect to see this in a lot of our other magazine products as well.
What do you call this here?
It's called sand. So it's a new color, but like I said, it's a new material. The big advantage to it is it's actually significantly more durable than our current black material, which is already more durable. Right. So it's more durable. The other cool thing with this is that it responds well to water-soluble dyes. So it's a slightly off-white sand color. If you want a pink magazine or an FDE or camo or whatever, there's a variety of techniques that you can do to use off-the-shelf RIT or other water-soluble dyes and turn your magazine into the color you want it to be.
So it's something you can do at home. And
actually, yeah, it's arts and crafts magazines.
All right. Anything else you want to tell us about?
We got all kinds of stuff, not just at my station here, but we got, I'm sure you guys have seen and talked to the AKA group. We got the Bolt Action 700 chassis. M-Lock is growing and growing, so we got tons of that stuff here. Some new sights if you haven't seen those yet. And then some new sling products as well, the MS1 padded sling. It's a continuous weave sling with integrated padding. And then to complement that, we've got a new QD. That's a push-pull design, which is very ergonomic and simple, easy to grip, side grip functionality. So you push it in to install it, pull it out to remove it, but it still has all the same retention.
You're not
and
gonna bump like
yeah,
a button or
yeah.
anything like
If you
that.
push it on one side, it's not coming loose because there's some lockout features that require you to grab it on both sides. All steel construction with melanite finish, so corrosion and jamming due to grit intrusion, stuff like that is a thing of the past. Very, very cool little simple thing that makes the user interface so much better.
Perfect. How do you guys keep everything so secret?
I wish I knew. I think we're all just well versed in what to say to the right people, I guess. But it's really just,
Because you guys have been growing pretty quick here in the last couple of years.
Been growing quickly, but I mean, we understand the importance of releasing things when they're ready. So talking to people outside of that does nobody any good because it just adds extra pressure to us. So yeah, we show things when they're ready, and obviously have a lot of things ready and sign of things to come, I would assume. So.
What's the timeline on your magazines here?
So the Glock magazine we're expecting to see shipping in March to April timeframe. The drum magazine late spring, early summer, figure maybe around June. Just finishing up the final details with both of those. We don't want to release them until they're ready. So.
And the sand material, like
sand
you said,
material.
It's a whole material. So
yeah, it's a new material.
Other products.
Yeah, expect to see that in other things. It'll start off with the Gen M3 window 30-round magazine right now. That guy, I don't have exact dates, but I would assume it's going to be shipping very, very soon.
All right, fantastic.
All right.
Thanks for your time.
No problem, man.
Enjoy the shot.
Thank you.
My name is Kalen Wojcik, and I am the Director of Training for the Precision Rifle Division at Magpul Corps.
So it's a little bit of a different name. Where'd that come from?
We rebranded Magpul Dynamics this year as part of our new product release last week as Magpul Core, and it's a different flair. We kind of took a step inwards for a while, for the last couple of years, and kind of stepped away from training so hard and looked inward towards where we can help out Magpul Industries Corporation the most. And what that ended up being was more on the product development side, more on end user interface, the people that actually use our products. And we hired a whole new staff, a whole new cadre of instructors and testers and people that bring all of these ideas and help bring these ideas to fruition for Magpul.
So other companies seem to kind of go the T&E route. They might send things to different guys, but you're more of an internal R&D.
Right. Yeah. Magpul Core is more. Yeah. It's like a direct line for Magpul Industries Corporation because we fall under the same umbrella. So
tell me a little bit about your background.
My background's primarily military. I was in the Marines for about 8 years, and almost all of those 8 years I spent as a scout sniper and served in various roles in the sniper world, from being an instructor to being a team leader and all the billets that fall underneath that.
Awesome. The other guys that you work with, what sort of?
Pretty much everybody that I work with on the Magpul Core team has got a military background. Actually, everybody has a military background. Lots of Marines. We've got some Army Special Forces operators that have come to us. And it's a great team of guys. We work really well together, and a lot of like-minded personalities. So,
what keeps you guys busy? You in the field a lot, in the office?
What keeps us busy is basically just if I'm not training a course, I'm shooting, training, talking with the product designers, talking with the product developers, and just bouncing ideas back and forth. We're doing a lot more adventure type activities, not necessarily in the tactical world. Obviously, you can see from the products we're breaking into the hunting community now. One of my passions is backcountry backpack hunting, and so I spend a lot of time and energy devoted to that. Shoot rifle matches, basically anything that we can do that is relevant to what our product is and who we are as Magpul Corp.
Looking at your class offering, it seems like you're kind of focused geographically in a couple of places. Tell me about those facilities or areas.
Yeah, the Yakima, Washington facility is really highly desirable for snipers and long-range shooting enthusiasts because it's basically a 36,000 acre playground that has everything from rolling hills to steep angles, long shots. We can shoot out to 2,500 meters, and it's all at one facility. I don't have to travel anywhere to do it.
Is it pretty easy to get to from the airports?
Very easy to get to. You can fly into either Seattle or Yakima and drive from Seattle. It's about a 2.5-hour drive to Yakima. And if you fly into Yakima, it's about 35 minutes out of town.
Nice.
So great facility, lots of potential and lots of capabilities.
Tell me a little bit about what you guys brought out here this week.
We brought a whole slew of products out here this week. We've had a huge year. We've released, I want to say it's 52 products this year. So it's been a very busy year for us. The things that I've had the most influence on are the Hunter 700 stock, the bolt action magazine well, and the 5-round PMAG AC. So really gonna probably change the way people look at a traditional hunting stock. We wanted to build a stock that was ergonomically correct, easily adjustable, accurate, robust, and at a great price point that nobody else is offering. And I'm within 100% certain that we hit that mark.
Yeah, it seems like there's a lot of chassis around here, but the prices are well north of the 4 figures in some cases.
And you know what? We keep hearing the reference to chassis.
Okay.
One thing that I don't want to happen is I don't want this Hunter 700 stock to be compared to something that's outside of its class, because that would obviously not be a fair assessment of what it is and what it's designed for. It's designed to be a hunting stock. The accuracy of it, though, I can take barreled actions that have come from, bedded stocks that have been custom bedded for that action and put it into that Remington 700 stock, and it'll shoot just the same. There's no degradation in accuracy. So in actuality, it is a hunting stock, but could it be possibly used for a tactical application? Sure. I think it's going to be very appetizing to law enforcement agencies, because obviously their budgets are not as what should I say?
They've got limits.
They've got limits on their budgets, and this is really going to be able to help those guys out significantly.
I'm excited about that 5-round mag.
Yep.
A little different price point than I'm used to.
Absolutely. I mean, nobody likes paying $70 for a magazine. This is actually a 6-round convertible mag, so there's a tab in there that you can snap off and turn it into a 6-round mag.
Yeah.
So.
Anything else you want to share with the listeners?
No, I mean, just continue to look for awesome stuff from Magpul in the future, and keep checking the website for availability and shipping dates and things like that. We're all over the social media, Instagram, Facebook. Keep following us on those routes, and you'll keep hearing awesome stuff from what we're doing with Magpul Core, and it's going to be a real exciting future.
Awesome.
All right. Well, those were our first couple interviews, and we're going to be trickling those out here over the next few weeks. I know it was a lot to take in. I think I've got 25 different audio interviews here in the files. I got to crunch through some and get them up, whether we put them up on YouTube or here on the podcast channel. I'm sure there's a lot of things that you guys are excited to hear about, so we're gonna just start getting those out to you as soon as we can.
So
hey,
next
Anthony.
we'll talk about our winner. Yeah, so congrats again. As you guys know, our winner, Hunter, was I think second or third, maybe even person that we ended up having to pick to get a rifle. But as we said before, Reed has made contact with Hunter, and we'll be getting that rifle out to him in the very near future. So once again, thanks to Brownells for providing the rifle and all of the wonderful parts and pieces that Reed was able to put together, and helping Reed through that nice little paper pin issue he had with that front sight base. And I'm sure that Hunter will come on the show and join us in the upcoming weeks once Reed is able to work out all of the logistics in transporting the rifle to him, and we'll get some feedback on how he's enjoying that.
Yeah, our sponsors like Brownells are the ones that make these giveaways possible. There were some really cool booths at SHOT that have products that people were actually interested in giving away to our listeners. So definitely stay tuned for some of those sorts of things, whether we do it on a monthly basis or more of a annual basis, like this full rifle. There's some guys out there that want to share their new products with our listeners. So that was exciting to hear.
Awesome. So we'll move on to feedback real quick here. We've got some wonderful feedback we're getting from you guys on Instagram. I pulled up a couple of samples and stuck them in the show notes if you guys would like to take a look at some of the things that our listeners are tagging us in. From DH Cave, we have a little comment he's put on here. These things go together too fast. It's time spent building these rifles that I enjoy the most. I need more parts. And he's got a couple of uppers here that he's put together along with a patch, it looks like. And our next piece of feedback then comes from @marsh.roads. Put the AR on a diet. Loving the new look and feel. So he's really taken off a lot of accessories, I would guess, and it looks like maybe he's changed out an upper, perhaps. He's got a nice rounded grip on that. So I think that would be a really nice rifle. Have you guys had a chance to look at these pics yet?
I'm pulling them up now.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, we are getting a whole lot more traffic there over on Instagram. I know I was trying to post some photos during the show. Sarah, are you on Instagram?
Absolutely.
How do people find you?
I kind of have a complicated name, which I need to change, to be honest with you. It was my original name. It's SEYARB0816. So that's kind of a
check the show notes for that one.
That's kind of a mouthful. But yes, I do have an Instagram, and I post all sorts of silly stuff on there. So it's definitely entertaining, to say the least.
At Shot with Hank, one of the other guys, part of the network. He's our director of, I want to say sales. He does a lot of our ad sales, and he is all over Instagram. He was like running into all these people that were on IG, and he is all about it. So I've been kind of digging in a little bit lately, and there's some cool stuff. I kind of went through college. I was a photographer on the side, involved in the newspaper, and it's awesome to see everybody using these cameras that they have in their pockets to share photos with people. So
yeah, and you can tell, guys, if you can tell when it's something that I've posted versus when it's something that JW has posted with that actual photography background. So be glad he's posting stuff.
Yep. Cool. Well, good
so
stuff,
what have you guys
guys. Anything you want to add there, Sarah, as far as things from Shot or that you're excited about in the next few weeks?
Next few weeks, I'm trying to wind down still. I think I'm still, I get back from SHOT Show, and then I had Versa Max this weekend. So I think tonight was the first night I actually got to breathe. No, I mean, that's about it. I don't know. Anthony was asking if I wanted to talk about any of my future competitions, which I've got a ton of them coming up this summer, which I'm a tropical bird, so I like warm weather when I compete. I'm kind of a princess like that. I don't usually like competing in the wintertime. But so my competitions basically start in May and go all the way through October. So I have one a month until October. So I've got 3 Gun Nation regionals coming up, which is in Alabama, Virginia, and West Virginia. And I think that's in May, June, and August. In July, I'm really excited because I get to go to the War Sport Industries Challenge, which is pretty neat. I think Tar Heel's hosting it. But I'm super excited. It's gonna be a cool match. It's a shooter, and then you either have to have a lady or a junior on your team. So it's a 2-person team, and you have to have a lady or a junior. So I'm really excited. You get to
have a lady or a junior.
You get to have. That's what I mean. You get to have a lady or a junior. You're so lucky. But yeah, so I'm super excited. That's gonna be interesting. It's different. It's a relay format, from what I understand, whatever that means for 3-gun. So I guess we'll figure it out when we get there. And then, of course, the Brownells Lady 3-gun. I'm definitely planning on doing that again. That was an amazing experience. So I'm hoping to do that again.
Cool.
As well.
What's on your shopping list?
A new shotgun.
Yeah.
I will be getting a new shotgun very, very soon. And honestly, I'm going to check out that Vortex 1x6 because I need an optic, because I'm going to probably be shooting practical for competition now. So I'm going to start doing some optics research and seeing what's out there and what's affordable.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's it for this week, guys. Please send us any questions or comments to feedback@ar15podcast.com. You can also leave us a recorded voicemail using the SpeakPipe plugin on the right-hand side of the website. Subscribe and listen to us for free over at iTunes or Stitcher. Please leave us a review there so that the show can get placed higher and people can find it easier when they're looking for shows like this. Share your pictures with us on Flickr at flickr.com/groups/blackrifle, or over at Instagram, like we said. You can follow us at AR-15 Podcast. I'm at JWRamp. I kind of hop between accounts from time to time and post things both places. If you tag your photos with hashtag AR-15 Podcast, we'll be able to find those too and throw those in the show notes in the future. You can follow us on Google+, where you can watch us live on Monday nights at plus.google.com/plusar15podcast. Check us out over at YouTube, youtube.com/c/AR15podcast. We're going to be putting some more product review videos up there. I put that Magneto Speed review up, and that was a great time. It was fun taking that to the range and putting a video together. Remember to follow us on Facebook for updates throughout the week and to be able to connect with us. Just search AR-15 Podcast. We're right there. And remember to visit all the other shows on the Firearms Radio Network. You can go to firearmsradio.tv to see a whole list of them. I know there's an iTunes feed that has every single show update, so it's a little overwhelming. That is the Fire Hose feed, but it's a great way to download a whole bunch of things before your next road trip or airplane ride. Don't forget to use our Brownells affiliate link for all your AR-15 parts at ar15podcast.com/parts. And for everything else that you're going to pick up from Amazon, visit firearmsradio.tv/Amazon, and we'll be able to get just a little bit of each purchase. All right, guys. Really appreciate your help this week, and looking forward to hearing some of the rest of the interviews here. Have a good week, and stay safe at the range.
Thank you.
Good night.
Bye.